Thank you, Chairman Vanderhoop and members of the Tribal Nation. You honor us with your song. Thank you. None of us would be here today if it wasn't for the efforts of and vision and leadership of Jane Doe, Inc., the statewide coalition to end sexual and domestic violence. While we can and should be proud as men and women to be here in such high and increasing numbers, we have to remember that the women that started this movement 40 years ago and led this movement need to be recognized as well. I'd like to recognize all the leadership of the women in this room that have really led this effort. Thank you. Allow me to now introduce one of those leaders who has made a difference in Massachusetts in ending domestic and sexual violence and has put her heart and soul into these efforts to be not only a leader, but to be an inclusive member of this coalition to welcome everyone to end sexual and domestic violence. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce the current Executive Director of Jane Doe, Inc., Debra Robbin.
Thank you so much. Can you all hear me? I always have to lower this. Okay. Good afternoon. Come on. Oh, no, that was not good enough. Come on. Good afternoon. A little better. This is a proud moment. I am so thrilled to welcome you to the 8th Annual White Ribbon Day celebration. The past 8 years have been an amazing journey. This room gets fuller and fuller, and if we run out of space, that should be our worst problem. It's been inspiring through this journey to see all of the ways that men and boys across the Commonwealth are increasingly taking a stand and expanding the conversation about masculinity and what that means. Whether this is your first time at this event or whether you have attended in the past, it's important to know that you are part of making history here. We are part of an international campaign that began in Canada many years ago after a horrific act of violence against several women. And while we know that sexual and domestic violence are public health, public safety, and social justice issues, we also know that as horrible as they are, they also offer us as many teachable moments as we can absorb and many positive opportunities, and today is one of them. Reimagine manhood. 2 words, simple words, but very complex. These words reflect the intention of the Massachusetts White Ribbon Day campaign. And I want to ask everyone to take a moment and just reflect on what those words mean to you in your life, in your daily traffic, where you go, who you work with, in your work life, in your personal life, what reimagine manhood really means. It's a call to action and an invitation to all of us. It's not about being more of one thing or less of another. It's really about creating a new vision of what a man can be in this society and in this culture, and what that means for our future. We are at a really important moment in time when this conversation touches all of us, as individuals, as a community, as a movement, internationally. So I want to thank all of you, not just for coming here, but for showing up, because this is a celebration, but the hard work happens all year round, every day, and behind the scenes. Now it's my pleasure to do some shout-outs and thank yous. First of all, as a membership organization, I always want to thank Jane Doe member programs for participating, those who are here, those who are not, and I just want to thank you all for the hard work you do every day. It really matters, so huge thank you. And to the White Ribbon Day affiliates, which are organizations that support this work, many of which are Jane Doe members, as well as the ambassadors, also want to thank you. Huge thank you to Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito. We have many exciting opportunities here in working on a new administration, and we're very much looking forward to that. And to many of our sponsors and supporters, because we would not be here today without them. To Macy's, to the Verizon Wireless Hope Line, to the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, to VDA Productions, so that I can talk to you and making us look good. We thank you very, very much. I also want to thank the Jane Doe staff. If you're in this room, can you wave? Sometimes people think there must be 50 people in that office for what we do, but I always say we are small but mighty. We're getting a little bigger. And our interns and volunteers who made this day possible. And I want to do a special shout out and thank you to Craig Norberg-Bohm. None of us would be here without Craig. I can't go anywhere, even to the restroom, without talking to someone about the incredible impression and good work that Craig does, everywhere I go. So it's really important. Please share this day with your friends and colleagues. Tell them that you were here, talk about it. If you use social media, please use the hashtag #ReimagineManhood and spread the word about what this day means and what this campaign means, because it's really infinite. The possibilities can go on forever. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Secretary Daniel Bennett, who I just had the pleasure of meeting and who I spoke with last night, and very excited to have him join the administration in his role as the Secretary of Public Safety and Security for the Commonwealth. Secretary Bennett was named a 2013 Prosecutor of the Year by the Massachusetts District Attorneys Association, and before joining the Worcester DA's office, he was a senior trial counsel in the Middlesex DA's office, where he began his career as an assistant district attorney in 1994. And in between two stints in the Middlesex District Attorney's Office, he worked in the gang unit of the Suffolk District Attorney's Office and spent 8 years in private practice. So he has a huge wealth of knowledge, and he will work with us as a partner as we think about sexual and domestic violence as public safety issues. It's my pleasure to introduce Secretary Bennett.